He's a racist. He is a con man. He is a cheat. That's how lawyer Michael Cohen describes his former client, President Donald Trump.
As part of the explosive testimony from Cohen today before a House committee, Republicans claim Cohen, a convicted felon, is a liar. How damaging are the accusations against Trump? Well, the director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, joins us once again. Welcome to you.
Good to be here.
Quite a day in Washington.
Quite a day, wall to wall.
People love the president or they hate the president. Is this going to change anybody's opinion?
Yeah, I think the statements that you just quoted from Cohen, he's a liar, a cheat, a racist, and from Republicans that Cohen is the one who's lied, those are not likely to have much effect. If there's an effect of this and other testimony, it's in the point-by-point details of what happened. So point by point here, that Trump was engaged in the hush money payments, that he knew about them no matter what he said publicly, and that he and Don Jr. and Trump's longtime accountant signed checks to reimburse for that. That's the kind of detail that, when credibly presented, may start to have some effects. That the Trump Tower negotiations went on during the campaign despite statements, and a couple of other things that were said. I think if we can go all the way back to Watergate, President Nixon's job approval numbers didn't move much when it was the Washington Post reporting the story. Where the drop-off in Nixon's support came was during the Watergate hearings that were televised and where witnesses laid out the facts of the case. So I think that's the issue here. Today we had a full day of highly visible case-by-case testimony. You also had criticisms from Republicans. And actually, Cohen said a few things that exonerated the president, that Cohen had never been to Prague as part of a scheme with Russia and some other things. So anyway, I think it's the systematic laying out of those things that may have an effect over the long run, rather than characterizing the president one way or characterizing Cohen the other.
Does Cohen have anything to lose at this point?
Well, it's an interesting question. He has a lot to lose if he lies again. If he were to create new perjury questions for him or contradicted things he's told the prosecutors, because he appears to have said today he's cooperating with the Southern District of New York in some undisclosed cases. So there is certainly something to lose there if he doesn't tell the truth.
This did have a Watergate feel to it today.
I think it did. You know, with the back and forth of the different questioners, you don't have the same coherence that you have in an actual trial where a prosecutor lays out the case, brings in corroborating witnesses. That's something that wasn't there today. But Cohen pointed to several people who could corroborate his story, and in a trial you'd see that. And likewise, the criticism of Cohen went mostly to his credibility because of his past lies or his character. A defense attorney would have been a little more aggressive in confronting the claims that Cohen made on a factual basis of when did you meet, who was there, who paid for what.
He's convicted of lying. I mean, yes, that's a fact.
He has admitted that. It's part of his plea deal that he's going to serve, I believe it's 3 years in prison for.
Well, he said in testimony today, he said, I've lied in the past, I'm not lying today.
And that's where the concern is, well, if you were lying then, are you lying now? That's why the details are so important, because if there are checks with Don Jr.'s signature and with the accountant's signature, those are people who he's now brought in that can corroborate why they wrote that check to him.
This could almost be like a choose-your-own ending book, so to speak. But what could happen next? I mean, this isn't a get-to-know-you type of situation. There's got to be some action points or action items to take after this.
I think on the congressional side, clearly with Democrats now in control of the committee and other committees, we can have other hearings, we can have other witnesses called to corroborate his claims or to contradict them. And on the criminal justice side, what's going on in the Southern District of New York appears to be some additional cases, but we don't know very much about them. And then finally, there's the Mueller report and any new indictments that the Mueller investigation may lead to. And the question is always, when? how much longer before that happens?
Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for that as well. Interesting day.
It is. Wait till tomorrow.
Just the beginning. Charles, good to see you as always. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks.